In my last video in this series, I talked about the loneliness I experienced in my childhood due to me being a gifted person. In this video, I want to expand on that by talking about the loneliness I experienced as a gifted adult. So I'm gonna get to it. Firstly, I'm a profoundly gifted person, and we, the profoundly gifted, are often well educated and highly curious. We possess a deep knowledge base and have a wisdom which is more equal to someone twice our age. We're highly emotional, highly sensitive, and highly creative. We lead our lives with much intensity. For us, it's more or less impossible to conform ourselves or limit ourselves to live within the strict confinement society pulls up for us. Most people follow the crowd, the flow, but we don't understand why we'd do that. We find it pointless, meaningless, and it depresses us. We often lack the will to conform, so we do the opposite of what the crowd does. And this creates loneliness as it often makes people see us as weird and arrogant. It sometimes even creates jealousy in other people. As a result, we're often shunned. Secondly, I know I'm not the only profoundly gifted adult in the world. Why don't I get out and find other PG people I could be friends with? Well, that's difficult for two reasons. The first reason why it's difficult is because there are so few of us. And this is the second reason, even if I did happen to find another gifted person, the person wouldn't have to be PG. We'd probably run into the problem that we'd have few things in common because we'd have different personalities and because our brains would be wired differently, although we'd both be gifted. All gifted people are different. The fact we'd both be gifted wouldn't have to be enough reason for us to be friends. It's often hard for us to connect with other gifted people, and this creates loneliness. A lot of us gifted people long for meaningful relationships with people at our own level, but those relationships are hard to forge. Thirdly, spending time with people in an informal situation can sometimes be hard for me as I have to filter everything I say. I keep asking myself, will I sound too smart, too boring, too nerdy, too emotional, too sensitive, too weird, too knowledgeable, etc. If I say this or that, people are quick to judge. I've been ostracized on countless occasions simply by saying something the group considered strange. So when I spend time with a group of people, I usually say as little as possible, and this creates loneliness. Fourthly, people around me often view the world different than I do. My world is big. I see the world as one part, consider myself a world citizen, whereas most of my adult peers live in their streets, neighborhoods, and their towns, and to a certain extent in their country. They usually don't consider themselves citizens of the world. Their world is small. That gives us few topics to talk about. I'm not that interested in what's going on in my neighborhood, and they're not that interested in the issues people far away from us are facing. This helps to create my loneliness too, as there are few things we can talk about. Finally, the fact that I'm bad at engaging in small talk doesn't help either. Fifthly, I'm an INFJer, and to me, being an INFJer means I'm lonely. As an INFJer, I see when people block their emotions, when they hide things from me. I feel other people's emotions as if they were my own. If they feel depressed, I feel depressed, etc. Feeling other people's emotions drains me of energy. Consequently, I need alone time to recharge, and a lot of it too. and this helps to create my loneliness as I avoid spending time with people to keep my energy level high. Sixthly, my exceptional memory gives me loneliness too, as I can remember a conversation word by word. Let me try to give you an example. Let's say I attended a small social gathering, and then 2 weeks later, I run into the same people and bring up something we talked about during that social gathering. The other people have usually forgotten what we talked about, but I haven't, and that makes it seem as if our conversation was more important to me than it was to them. But it wasn't, and that's annoying. This confronts me with the fact that I'm different than most people, and this makes me feel lonely. Seventhly, when it comes to creating this loneliness I'm feeling, I know I'm my own worst enemy, because on the one hand, I love being on my own, as it enables me to study and work on my creative projects. But on the other hand, that alone time is what eventually causes me that feeling of loneliness. So I'm my own worst enemy, as I myself end up creating my sense of loneliness. Finally, are you also someone who struggles with loneliness? If you do, whether you're gifted or not, please tell me about it in the comments section below. If you found this video interesting, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and watch this series from the start. Next week, I will be back with more Swedish pronunciation training in Swedish. Till then, I only want to say 3 things. Thank you for watching, have a great day, and bye for now.